Today, we are going to be reading an excerpt from Darius the Great Deserves Better. This is actually a sequel. The first book is Darius the Great is Not Okay. And in the first book, Darius comes to terms with the fact that he is gay. Um, he That's one of the major conflicts in the book, along with him just in general trying to discover himself, and really understand who he is, as most teenagers are trying to figure out. Um, Darius is half Iranian and half white and lives in the Pacific Northwest. You can see on the cover, we've got Darius here, and then we've got two guys. So since Darius has just come out in the last book, he has been dating a boy named Landon. Um, and so he and Landon are starting to get to know each other. Um, and one of the conflicts in the book is that Landon is, a really awesome guy, but Darius is really new to this whole dating thing. So it's really just him trying to figure out how to maneuver that situation. And he also has a friend named Cyprian who is on the soccer team with him, um, who, he is friends with and is also just trying to be a person that he can get to know and hang out with. I'm going to start a little bit into the book. Really, we've just been getting to know Darius at this point. We've seen a little bit from Landon, but this chapter here is going to be more so about his relationship with his family and with his little sister in particular. um, so I'll get started. This chapter is called Lolly. Lale, Mom's called. We're going to be late. I couldn't hear Lale's reply from my bedroom where I was getting dressed for school, but I could tell it didn't make Mom very happy because she called out, "Come on!" Mom had waited to go into the office so she could take Lale to school. Usually it was Dad who did it, but that meant she'd be fighting rush hour to get to work. I grabbed my stuff and headed downstairs. Lale was sitting on the little stool by the garage door, tying her right shoe through her sniffles. Can I just stay home? My sister's face was red and tear streaked. I must have missed a apocalypse while I was in the shower. No, Mom said, stacking plates in the sink. You better be ready when I come down. Mom's voice was pinched, and her face was a storm cloud. Morning, Darius, she said as she ran back upstairs. Hey, Lale, I said softly. I knelt down next to her, took her shoe, and slipped it onto her foot. What's up? Lale sniffled but didn't answer. She watched my hands as I tied her shoe. Too tight? She shook her head. I retied her right shoe, then took her hands in mine and bounced them a little. Lale, I just don't want to go to school today. Why? I don't like it. I was surprised to hear my sister say that because she had always enjoyed school before. So in a previous chapter, Lale was actually reading the book Dune, which is like on a high school or beyond reading level. She's a super smart little kid. It really doesn't make sense why she wouldn't want to go to school. Lale had the gift of being good at taking tests, a genetic trait our parents had failed to pass on to me, and always got gold stars on her assignments. Her teachers and classmates liked her too. I pulled my sleeve down over my palm and brushed away Lale's tears. Maybe this was why she had been so quiet lately. How come? I don't know. Did your teacher do something? She shrugged. Did one of your classmates? She shrugged again, but then nodded. Want to tell me? Lale looked up and then back down at her shoes. Micah and Emily won't talk to me anymore. Why? What happened? I don't know. Lale's voice cracked. They keep calling me Lolly. That was preposterous. Micah and Emily had been Lale's friends since first grade. They knew how to pronounce her name correctly. That's rude, I frowned. Why are they doing that? It started ever since we went to Iran. Oh, after our trip to Iran, which happened in the last book, I had to deal with my fair share of ostracism and rumor mongering. Trent Bolger even tried to start a rumor that I had joined ISIS. But I hated that it was happening to my sister. No matter how old you are, it's never good to remind your classmates that you're different. Otherwise, you run the risk of becoming a target. I got Lale cleaned up as fast as I could and gave her a kiss on her head and helped her into Mom's car. Mom came out, her hair in a messy bun. She'd been wearing it in a bun a lot lately instead of down and styled like she used to, and gave me a quick hug. "Thank you for calming your sister down," she said. "I think she's tired. She's always up too late reading her books." "It's not that," I said. "Her classmates are being racist." Mom shook her head. "They're third graders." Still, Mom kissed me on the cheek. "I know you're just looking out for her. Don't worry. We'll talk tonight. Love you." I watched Mom and Lale drive away. Once the car disappeared around the corner, I pulled my bike off the rack and headed to school. It was drizzling, the sort of fall drizzle that smells like at the inside of a freezer, and I pulled my hood over my helmet. About a mile from Chapel Hills High School, I saw Chip, that's Cyprian that I was talking about earlier, his friend from the soccer team, pedaling ahead of me and sped up to catch him. Beneath his helmet, his hair was pasted to his forehead, and he still tossed a grin my way. I never knew anyone that grinned as much as Cyprian Cusimano. "Hey, Darius." "Hey, good weekend?" "Okay. You?" Chip shrugged. "Not bad." "Cool." Chip grinned at me again and then faced forward as we hit the big hill. I downshifted and fell behind him so we could stay closer to the sidewalk, because there were few things in life more terrifying than being on a bike on the road to Chapel Hill High School when a senior was running late for first block. Chip's shirt rode up his back as he pedaled. He had these little dimples in his lower back. I swallowed and kept my eyes on the road. "See you at practice?" he asked as we locked our bikes up. "Yeah, see ya." Stop there. As we said, um, Darius has a boyfriend, Landon, but he may or may not see himself becoming a little aware of Chip, his friend. So if you want to know how the rest of that story happens and how everything goes down with Darius's family and with Chip and Landon, then you'll have to read the book. Check it out.